Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I want to show you how I'm doing my contouring when doing makeup, and this is something which is quite cool in my opinion, because once I let it show to me by a makeup artist how to do contouring, so I didn't learn it by myself, because as you may know, doing makeup is really sort of an art and you can improve all the time. You need to experiment a lot with it, and contouring is something really nice. And since I found out how to do it myself, and since I developed some techniques, I really do it all the time. So the purpose of contouring basically is you want to bring in more light into your face, and especially as a trans woman you can really shape your face when doing good contouring. And you also want to make some of your parts in your face a little bit darker, so they have another expression in your face, for example. And it's really easy in my opinion, but you can experiment with it a lot. So what I'm showing you today is just my technique that works for me. It can be different for you, of course, and I also want to admit at this point that I'm not an expert when it comes to doing makeup, for example. So it's really a lot of experimenting, finding your own style in the end. And it's definitely possible that what I'm showing you today in this video might not be the best for you or might not apply to you. So please, if you have any feedback also for me, please leave it down below in the comments. I'm really open and happy about the feedback all the time. So that would be great. If you have any tips or any advice, just let me know, please. So when you want to contour your face, there are a few steps in preparation you should do before. First of all, and most obvious one, is basically cleaning your face and also moisturizing it. So that's what I already did. I also applied this pore lessener primer in before, which is really nice, especially if you are a trans woman. You know it, maybe you have still some beard growth or beard shadow, whatever. And in that case, a pore lessener primer is really good to hide that and to prepare your face for makeup. So what I also did, or what I also applied already to my face, is foundation, really nice, by MAC Studio. And this is the point where I start doing contouring, or where I do the contouring after these steps. And for doing contouring you need basically 4 things. Most obvious one, you need a mirror. You need a brush. I recommend a big flat brush because it's really good to blend out everything in the end. And of course you need the material, which is in my case just 2 concealers. You need a bright one, which is like the usual one you're usually using, or it can be a little bit brighter as the usual one. That's also possible, but it shouldn't be too bright. And you use a slightly darker one to mix it or to blend in perfectly your face, whatever you want to do. Maybe you need to try out some different types until you find the perfect one. In my case, I'm using the Fit Me by Maybelline New York, and actually this one, the darker one, I used this as regular concealer when I came back from my language stay in Miami, because I had such good skin tone or skin color that I could just use this one as my regular concealer, which is of course not the case anymore now. So something you might not have as a trans woman, or which you might not have in that particular way, are highlighted cheeks, for example. That's what you want to highlight, and which you can do by contouring, of course. And you also maybe want to have a little bit thinner face, especially down below here, and that's also what you can do, or what I can do in my case, because you of course might have a different face shape than I do. So that's basically what I'm doing when I'm doing contouring, and this works as follows. I'm starting with the bright concealer and I apply it from top to bottom. So I start by doing something like a tree up here on my front. I'm drawing a few lines up here which look like a tree. And you do not have to use a lot, but also don't use too less. You can really use a good amount of material right here. So I'm making basically 5 lines up here. This can be a little longer, like this. Alright, so, but that's not all. Then you also want to highlight, or make it a little bit thinner basically, is your nose. So you make a straight line down here, And what usually also brings some shadows into your face, which you want to avoid by contouring, is the part between your lips and your nose, because this right here is usually bigger if you are a trans woman. So you want to contour also a little bit here, make like a U shape right here. And also, of course, your chin is usually also very dominant as a trans person, so you want to bring in more light down here, which I'm doing by making two more or less straight lines like this. And now you also want to widen your mouth a little bit, or that's what I want to do at least, because my lips aren't really that broad. So what I'm doing is I apply some concealer right here as well. And now we also want to apply some concealer below our eyebrows to highlight or to make everything between our eyes and our eyebrows a little bit smoother. So I also apply only a little concealer just below here and on the other side as well, like this. And now comes the darker one. Now we use the dark tone color, and I only apply this to my cheeks, left and right, which is in the upper part, just above and below the light color. And that's basically it. Now I'm prepared, and now is the most important part actually when it comes to doing makeup, is to blend it all out, to make it perfect, to make it a good look. And now I'm starting with my cheeks, because it's the only part of my face where I need to mix the colors. And yeah, you just mix it, you just take your brush and make some little round shaped movements yeah, to really blend it out. I recommend rather blending it out to the top, not too much to the bottom. So really in this section right here, and not too much down below. You of course also can control that a little bit by having a look at how or where you are applying the concealer in before. And now you may already see that I have more prominent cheeks already somehow, even though I haven't really changed a lot. So now that's blended out, and now you start doing exactly the same on the rest of your face. When it comes to the nose, you do not only have to be on top, on the line of your nose, you can also blend that out a little bit to the sides. And when it comes to your front, between the space of your eyebrows, it's okay if you blend it in a little bit into your eyebrows, because you can always cover it with other makeup again, so don't worry about that. And same applies also if it comes, or when it comes to the things you're doing below your eyebrows or the space between your eyes. It's okay if you blend it into your eyebrows, because usually eyebrow makeup comes after contouring, so you can change and correct all the things there. And that's basically it. You now can see that also the space between my eyes and the eyebrows, it seems a little bit, or yeah, I think it seems a lot bigger, because now the color between my eyelid and the space between my eyebrows doesn't seem to be that big anymore, although it's still the same size of course, but because I changed the color, or I made it the same color everywhere, the space seems bigger, and your eyebrows seem to be more dominant a little bit, because they are yeah, it seems like they are way more up now, but they aren't, of course. So yeah, that's it. That's a basic contouring tutorial for trans women. I hope it helped you a little bit, or it was inspirational or whatever. As said before, please let me know of your feedback if you have other techniques, if you have other inspiration from me, because as said, makeup really is sort of an art, and I'm always looking for improvements and things like that. So yeah, I hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a like. If you're not a subscriber to my channel yet, please consider subscribing. That would be really nice. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye!